Welcome to Weekly Homilies with Father Mark Sislenko, pastor of Saints Isidore and Maria Parish in Glastonbury, Connecticut, part of the Catholic Archdiocese of Hartford. I'm Carol Vassar, Parish Director of Communications, and this is Season 4, Episode 2 for the third Sunday of Advent, December 13th, 2020. Our Gospel reading is from John, chapter 1, verses 6 through 8 and 19 through 28. A man named John was sent from God. He came for testimony, to testify to the light, so that all might believe through him. He was not the light, but came to testify to the light. And this is the testimony of John. When the Jews from Jerusalem sent priests and Levites to him to ask him, "Who are you?" he admitted and did not deny it, but admitted, "I am not the Christ." So they asked him, "Who are you then? Are you Elijah?" He said to them, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" He answered, "No." So they said to him, "Who are you? So we can give an answer to those who sent us. What do you have to say for yourself?" He said, "I am the voice of one crying out in the desert, 'Make straight the way of the Lord,' as Isaiah the prophet said." Some Pharisees were also sent. They asked him, "Why then do you baptize, if you are not the Christ, or Elijah, or the prophet?" John answered them, "I baptize with water, but there is one among you whom you do not recognize, the one who is coming after me, whose sandal strap I am not worthy to untie." This happened in Bethany across the Jordan, where John was baptizing. The Gospel of the Lord.
The lighting of the rose-colored candle, the wearing of rose-colored vestments, all signify our Church's call to rejoice this third Sunday of Advent, for the Lord is near indeed. What causes you to rejoice and experience joy? Another word we can use is the word delight. What delights you? As we begin to ponder that question a bit, maybe our minds go to some earthly pleasures that we enjoy. That particular cup of coffee, a bowl of our favorite flavor of ice cream, maybe achieving or finding something else. For many folks, joy or delight is found in material things. But if we put our eggs all in that basket, we begin to realize that we can never really satiate our heart's desire with things. They provide us fleeting moments of pleasure and then quickly disappear. We then find ourselves searching for something else that we think we may want or desire in pursuit of joy. It is no wonder then that lines in front of Lotto machines are often quite large when the pot is big. The illusion that the more I have, the happier I will be, the more joy I possess, is something that drives many human beings. But it is simply that, an illusion. For how many people we hear stories who have much but are unhappy indeed, lives that are broken, fragile, empty, and surrounded by so much. So there is wisdom in coming to the realization that things don't bring us the joy we ultimately need, that we are called and hardwired to look elsewhere. And that's why perhaps when we encounter some profound moments in life, such as the birth of a child, the healing of someone's deep emotional wounds or scars, the restoration of justice, finding true peace and happiness, all bring us to this place where we touch our eternal core. We find ourselves even caught up with the beauty of creation at times, overwhelmed with awe at the presence of God. Those moments have the ability to bring us to a different place, to stretch us to an eternal moment. And we begin to get glimpses that there is more, that the material is not all that really matters, that there's a depth of spirit to pursue, a depth of spirit that provides the joy that we all desperately seek and desire. It is that joy of eternal salvation that the Church directs us to today, that this season of Advent beckons us to listen to and to be drawn into. It is the truth of who we are, the powerful and wonderful presence of God that has visited God's people, who directs us and orientates us in terms of our souls, who shows us that we journey not alone, but with this Creator, who supports us, sustains us, and keeps us and loves us. When a person stumbles upon this reality, it takes root in their very soul, and it affects how they present themselves to life. Because we begin to realize that my interior journey, my interior self, is what is brought to whatever is happening around me. It's brought to the challenges. It's brought to the successes. It isn't the particulars that direct the inner self, but what I discover and find within that colors my experiences of life. That's why Saint Therese of Lisieux was so adamant about joy being in the recesses of one's soul. And she said it didn't matter whether you were in a palace or in a prison. Joy is still yours to have. St. Teresa of Calcutta says that a person who exudes joy affects others, such that you leave that person feeling better about who you are. That there's a genuine goodness that radiates from their face, is found on their smile, illuminates their eyes. You can tell immediately that the person of joy is just in a better, more centered place, and that joy is then infectious, spilling over to others and touching others' hearts and lives. And so today the Church calls us to sift through where we look for joy and delight in our lives, what directs us, what strengthens us, what focuses us, so that no matter whether we are in the spirit of life, facing the challenges of illness or death, finding ourselves with much or with little, that we present ourselves to all things with this confident, joyful spirit of mind, heart, and soul, with the certain knowledge that we are on a much greater journey, and ultimately our delight and our happiness can only be fulfilled when we meet face to face our Creator and our Redeemer. It is that salvation that truly orientates and directs us, and it is that to which we are called to cling.
Father Mark Sislenko is the pastor of Saints Isidore and Maria Parish in Glastonbury, Connecticut. Learn more about our parish community at isidoreandmaria.org and follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Our music comes free of charge from Blue Dot Sessions in Fall River, Massachusetts. I'm Carol Vassar. Thanks for listening.